I used to work as a late-night delivery driver for a popular food app back in 2021. Nothing fancy, just me, my beat-up Honda Civic, and way too much caffeine. Most people don't realize how creepy delivering food can get after midnight. Once the city quiets down, everything feels off. Streets feel longer, houses feel emptier, and every shadow feels like it's watching you. This happened during my last month on the job. It was around 1:40 a.m. when I accepted the order. The payout was unusually high for a short drive, almost double what I normally got. That should have been my first red flag. The address was on the edge of town, way past the well-lit neighborhoods. I remember thinking, who orders food this late out there? The GPS took me down a series of narrow roads surrounded by woods. No street lights, no houses nearby, just trees and darkness. By the time I reached the address, I realized something wasn't right. The house looked abandoned. The porch was rotting, paint peeling off the walls, windows dark, no lights inside, no cars in the driveway. The only thing that looked alive was the porch light, flickering like it was about to die. I checked my phone. Same address, same instructions. Leave food at door, knock twice. I sat in my car for a good minute, debating whether to just cancel, but I needed the money, and technically, it was a valid delivery. So I grabbed the bag and walked up to the porch. The boards creaked loudly under my feet, echoing through the quiet night. I placed the food down, knocked twice, just like the instructions said, and stepped back. Nothing. I waited. 10 seconds. 20. Just as I was about to turn around, the door slowly opened. Not all the way, just a crack. I couldn't see inside. It was pitch black. Then a voice spoke. "Leave it closer." The voice sounded wrong. Not deep, not raspy, just flat, like someone reading off a script. I hesitated, but moved the bag closer to the door. The door opened a little more. I caught a glimpse of someone standing inside. Tall, way too tall. I couldn't see their face, just a silhouette. They didn't move, didn't reach for the food. They just stood there, staring. I felt my stomach drop. "Have a good night," I muttered, backing away. As I turned to leave, the voice spoke again. "You're early." That didn't make sense. The app showed I arrived exactly on time. I didn't respond. I just walked faster back to my car. The second I got inside and locked the doors, my phone buzzed. The order still active. No confirmation, no completion. Then a new message popped up from the customer. "Why are you still here?" My heart started pounding. I looked up. The house was dark again. The door was closed. The food bag was gone. I typed back, hands shaking. "I left it at the door." 3 dots appeared almost instantly. Then the reply came. "That wasn't my door." Before I could even process what that meant, I heard something behind my car. A soft knock on my trunk. I froze. Another knock followed, slower this time. Knock, knock. I didn't turn around. I slammed the car into drive and sped off, tires screeching down the road. I didn't stop until I hit the main highway. When I finally pulled over, my phone buzzed again. The order had been canceled. No explanation, no support message, just gone. I went home and didn't sleep that night. The next morning, out of curiosity, I looked up the address. According to public records, the house had been condemned 3 years earlier. No one was supposed to be living there. I quit delivery driving the next day, and to this day, whenever I hear a knock late at night, I drove deliveries for a small pizza place during college. Not one of the big apps, just local runs, cash tips, late hours. Most nights were chill. Drunk college kids, tired parents, the occasional stoner who forgot to tip. This story happened on a Tuesday night around 11:30 p.m. It was slow, so when an order popped up for a large pepperoni and breadsticks, I jumped on it. The address was an apartment complex about 15 minutes away, one I'd delivered to plenty of times. Or so I thought. The GPS took me to the far side of the complex, where the buildings were older and poorly lit. Half the lights in the parking lot were out, and the place felt weirdly quiet for that time of night. The order was for apartment 404. I parked, grabbed the food, and headed inside. The hallway smelled stale, like old carpet and cleaning chemicals that didn't quite work. The fluorescent lights flickered overhead, buzzing non-stop. I walked past apartment 401, 402, 403. But when I reached the end of the hallway, there was no 404, just a blank wall. I double-checked my phone, still said 404. I figured maybe it was around the corner or on another floor, so I went back down the hallway and checked the stairwell. Second floor, same thing. Third floor, same thing. No apartment 404 anywhere. I texted the customer. "Hey, I can't find your apartment. Can you help me out?" No response. I waited a minute, then tried calling. Straight to voicemail. At that point, I was getting annoyed. People do this all the time. Wrong address, no directions, then act surprised when their food's cold. I was about to leave when I noticed something. At the very end of the first floor hallway, a door. One I swear wasn't there before. It was unmarked, no number, no peephole, just a plain brown door slightly ajar. And from behind it, I could smell pizza. Fresh pizza. My pizza. I stood there staring at it, trying to convince myself I was just tired. Then my phone buzzed. A text from the customer. "You're at the wrong door." My heart skipped. I typed back, "There is no 404. The reply came instantly. "Yes, there is. It's open." I slowly looked back at the door. The gap widened just a little. I could see darkness inside. No lights, no movement. I should have left right then, but something about the situation felt pressured, like I was already too deep. "Just leave it outside,"
I said out loud, more for myself than anyone else. I set the pizza down in front of the door and stepped back. That's when a hand shot out and grabbed the box. Not fast, deliberate. The hand looked wrong, too pale, too thin. The fingers were long, almost bent backward at the joints. The door slammed shut. I stood there frozen, heart racing. Then I heard movement inside. Not footsteps, dragging. Something heavy being pulled across the floor. Then a voice whispered from behind the door. Wait. I backed away immediately. Nope, I said, shaking my head. I'm done. I turned and started walking fast toward the exit. That's when every light in the hallway shut off. Pitch black. The air felt colder instantly. Behind me, I heard the door creak open again, and footsteps, slow, uneven, following me. I didn't run, I sprinted. I slammed through the exit door and didn't stop until I was back in my car. As I peeled out of the parking lot, my phone buzzed again. Another message from the customer. You forgot the drink. I didn't even order a drink. I blocked the number and went straight back to the pizza shop. When I told my manager what happened, he went quiet. Turns out, apartment 404 had been removed from the building years ago after a fire. The unit was sealed off permanently. No one was supposed to be able to access it. The order never showed up in the system the next day. No address, no payment, no record. I still drive past that complex sometimes. That hallway window on the first floor.
I drove overnight deliveries for a grocery app during the pandemic. Those were weird times. Streets empty, people paranoid, everything felt off. Most drivers avoided late-night runs, but I didn't mind them. Fewer cars, better tips, plus I needed the money. This happened around 2:40 a.m. on a Saturday. I got an order flagged as priority. Big payout, no tip listed, but the base pay was insane. The delivery address was way out past city limits, deep rural roads, no streetlights, barely any cell service. I almost declined it, but curiosity and rent got the better of me. The GPS took me farther and farther out until pavement turned to gravel, then dirt. Trees closed in on both sides, no houses, no signs, just endless woods. Finally, the GPS said I'd arrived. I slowed down, confused. There was no house, just a narrow dirt driveway leading into the trees. I checked the app. Deliver to front door. Do not leave unattended. I sat there debating for a good 30 seconds. Then my phone buzzed. Customer message, you're in the right spot. I texted back, there's no house here. Reply came instantly. follow the drive. Against my better judgment, I pulled in. The trees swallowed my headlights almost immediately. The road twisted like it hadn't been driven in years. After about a minute, I saw something ahead. A house, if you could call it that. It looked old, real old. One story, sagging roof, windows boarded up except for one faint light glowing inside. No porch light, no numbers. I parked and grabbed the bags. The air felt heavy, like before a storm, but the sky was clear. As I walked up, I noticed the front door was already open. That should have been my cue to leave. Inside, it was pitch black, except for a dim light flickering down a hallway. I cleared my throat. "Delivery!" I called out. No response. I stepped just inside and set the bags down near the door. As I turned to leave, I noticed something on the wall. Photos, dozens of them, Polaroids, all taped up crooked. People standing next to delivery cars, pizza drivers, mail carriers, grocery bags in hand. Some were smiling, some looked uncomfortable. All of them were taken from inside the house. My stomach dropped. That's when I heard the door close behind me, slowly. I spun around. Standing in the doorway was a man, tall, thin, way too still. He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. "You're early," he said. My heart was pounding so loud I could barely hear him. I just need a confirmation photo," I stammered, holding up my phone. He stepped closer. "No phones," he said casually. I backed up without even thinking. "I'm leaving," I said. His smile disappeared. "You're the third one tonight." That's when I noticed something behind him, another person, or what used to be one, sitting in a chair in the corner, tied up, mouth taped, eyes wide with terror. I bolted. I shoved past him and ran for my car. Hands grabbed at my jacket, fingers clawed at my arms. I broke free and sprinted down the driveway. I jumped into my car, slammed the door and floored it. Branches scraped the sides as I tore through the trees. I didn't stop driving until sunrise. I called the cops as soon as I hit cell service. They went out there later that morning, found the house. Inside, they found evidence tying it to multiple missing delivery drivers across 3 counties. The man was gone. So was the other person. The app refunded the order and sent me an automated message apologizing for the inconvenience. I quit that night. A week later, I saw my face on a missing persons flyer. Not officially missing, just labeled as a person of interest. Turns out, one of the drivers in those photos had vanished after delivering the same night I did. I deleted every delivery app off my phone, and to this day, any time I see a dirt road leading into the woods, I keep driving.